Alex, of course, I love the SOAs. You're one of our SOAs, and when Gina talked about mentors, I love watching you guys in action. You're always wearing the blue polo shirts. You're such energy. What got you interested in becoming one of the SOAs, and what do you like about it?
I actually heard about it looking through emails and seeing the information on the website, and I wanted to be able to give back an experience that I was able to get when I was starting my MTSU journey. I think it's pretty cool to be able to hear from somebody who's going through the journey currently and hearing their perspective about the university. They're kind of like a college survival guide. So hearing from somebody that's like going through the same thing is pretty awesome, to being able to feel comfortable about starting a new journey, and I just wanted to give that same experience back.
They ask you the kind of questions they're not going to ask you, or they're not going to ask me. They really want to know the story behind things. What are some of the things that they're asking you about?
Some of the things they ask me about is, of course, parking, like getting advice about that. And I'm honest with them. I've made some mistakes with that, but I want to make sure they don't repeat the same mistakes with it. So highlighting to where giving them advice, you can use our MT mobile app to find different colored parking spots. For example, we got bus routes if you need to go from one end of campus to another. So for example, with that, just giving them advice on how to get through the college experience, and telling them my story so then they can feel comfortable, like, oh, they've made mistakes too. So it's not so much that we're above them. It's like more like we're going through the same thing, and we want to make sure that you guys are giving the advice to be able to like get through it, so you're learning from like somebody else.
And that's what really makes Alex and her colleagues valuable, right? It's that relatable source of advice.
It is. We're more than halfway through the summer with Customs, and honestly, the heart of the program are the SOAs. They are the ones that provide the connection for the students. While they sit quietly and listen to our presentations from administrators, what they want to know is how that information is lived by our student. And hopefully they're reaping the benefits on the other end as a leader to perfect their skills, to their communication skills, their problem solving skills. They really rise to the occasion on learning how to make things happen when things don't always go right. Absolutely. And how to work with students from diverse populations, and really just kind of allow our new students to watch and grow themselves and find their place here.
So how do I become an SOA? Where do I go to find out if this is like you did, Alex, was this a good fit for me? How do I find that out?
We start application processes in October, so we start off very early. So in October, we'll be searching for our applicants. When they apply, if they're selected, they'll know that before they go home for Christmas break.
Wow.
We start training with them in January. So again, there's too much information for them to take in just a couple of weeks. So the entire spring semester, we spend, and Alex is like, yes, every single week. It's just very much
January.
Just like a class.
It's kind of like a class, basically, and you gotta like, as a student orientation assistant too, you make sure you study material like you're studying for like classwork, so then you can share the information like to our students like in the summer for sure.
Wow, do you find your friends who aren't going through Customs coming to you, asking you all sorts of questions?
Oh,
Did
yes.
you know things?
Definitely, they'll ask me about different things happening throughout the year and everything. So it feels like I feel like a great resource to them, highlighting that even though I'm learning as we go. And I have done this for 2 years now. And so I get asked questions too, like, you're relearning the information, like how do you feel about that? But we learn something new every year. I mean, we learn new things, for example, about aerospace, for example.
That's right.
And so it's like growing field, so we're learning new things. So I feel like, constant learning is like really important, so because things are changing like every day.
Wow. So, okay, before we leave, how do I find out more information? I know we've talked about the web, but there's some websites I can go to, right? Where do I go?
The Customs website, which is mtsu.edu/customs, will have our application process, the timelines, the requirements, and all of that on there. That'll be updated, just after the summer. We've got our staff for this year, and so they're doing a great job.
Yes, they
but
are.
We're always looking for somebody that's willing to step out and try something new and learn for themselves and gain some new skills that they might not have felt comfortable doing. We have several international students on our staff this year, and they are rocking it. They are doing such a great job, because not only is the university new to them, but so is their environment. So they're really gaining a lot, and it's great to watch our Native students kind of embrace them and share with them what it's like to be at MTSU, period.